Aloha from my studio in Hilo, Hawaii. I'm Susan Gallery, and today I'm going to show you how to build an underpainting. It's kind of like a cake. A cake has layers. The more layers, the more richer it gets. So I'm only on my first layer, and I'm going to work background to foreground. And this is the palette I've used so far, which just consists of black and white, phthalo green, and a cerulean blue. So I'm going to concentrate on values, and that's going to be my first layer. Today I'm going to add some gray greens, and this is a Cattleya orchid and a little honeycreeper. This is all the foreground, the thing that's closest to the viewer, and the background might have a waterfall, a pond here, and a dead tree with overgrowth. That's the wonderful thing about the rainforest, is that things die, but things like Cattleya orchids use those dead structures to give them life. So here's some blooms. I think we're ready. So to make a black, here's my palette today. You don't always have to use black. You can take a ultramarine blue and a burnt umber, and mix those together, and you get kind of a near black, okay? So here's a pocket of light coming through. That's where my light source is. This pocket of light is going to really silhouette this dead tree right here. But these things that are lower ground are going to have highlights coming from this light source. So that's how I can control my light source, is just imagine where the light is coming from. All right? So make a little bit of imaginary black. And this tree. And as I get in the dark areas, you can be pretty sloppy because this is still just an underpainting. That branch is going to come over here, and this is going to point to the Cattleya. So, you know, I can kind of follow up with a little lighter gray. Keep the darkest part underneath for the shadow. Wrap it over the edge if you'd like a sort of a canvas wrap. Okay. Enough for now. Now over here, I've got to use the same value of dark. I can put it in maybe, let's see, maybe over here in the water. Start by maybe just highlighting the edges here, and then filling that in. You don't always have to use blue for water. Water is whatever the sky is reflecting. So maybe later on I'll put in some reflection of the environment. I'm going to pick up a little bit of raw sienna. And maybe a little bit of ultramarine, tone it down. And put in this branch, which is also a dead branch, but and it is actually the branch that the honeycreeper is sitting on. So I'll continue that with a smaller brush later. Up and around. Notice I'm using a pretty thick brush. I love using flats, but for right now I'm not concerned about accuracy. I'm thinking about values, because those kind of things I can come clean up later in the decorating process. Okay, and this one might be a similar size branch, but maybe a little bit lighter, more color. And maybe go even a little brighter, because this branch is probably the closest thing to the viewer. Okay. These are the cattleyas that are not in bloom, so we're going to make them a little on the green side. And all I'm using here is just acrylic and water. I'm not using any medium. That's going to be a white with a kind of a cerise center, so I'm going to leave that. Let's move your colors around your painting a little bit, you know, in a kind of a triadic fashion. So if I'm going to use the sienna and the cad yellow, I want to put that other places too, not just leave it in one place. So pick up this color, put it in there, here, there. Let's see if I missed anything. This one. That's a burnt sienna. It looks kind of nice, so I'm going to add it in sort of as a shadow in the foreground here. There we go, back to the green. And I'll fill in with gray and white dark as I need to. Flat brushes make nice right angles, so when you do want to get into corners, you can do that really easily. Like here. And the rest I'm just going to fill in with a gray. The wonderful thing about acrylics is you can bring the lights back. The But the underpainting is going to support all your values, and we can bring some of the lights back later. Cute little guy. Okay, that's all you get for today. So, if you're interested in seeing some of my paintings, go to susangallery.com. SUSUN.com. Aloha.